the question is, what brands of sulforaphane supplements do you consider reliable?
Okay, the story there requires, again, I've given it to you, my disclosure. I started a company with my mentor and his son, and the company's still being run, Brassica protection products, and they make broccoli seed extracts that go into a variety of supplements. I know that, and I also, based on my grandfatherly love of the company, which I'm trying to help do good things now that I've retired. I know that the vendors or the supplement makers that they sell their stuff to, by and large, do a good job and make good products. And my lab, before I retired, has tested many of those products and found that if they say they have X milligrams of glucoraphanin in their product, yeah, they've got at least that in there, and so they're good supplements. As I mentioned, there are a lot of supplements that are pure crap that don't have what they say they have in. Fortunately, I'm not aware of any of those that are, well, I shouldn't say that. I am aware of some of them that are widely sold and probably people are taking. But so I've commented on brands that I know and that I would trust on our website, www.chemoprotectioncenter.org. They're in the FAQs of that website. And specifically, and I can provide links, but they're easy to find. I know that Crucera SGS by Thorne is good, has what it says it has. Oncoplex, which is made by a company called Xymogen. Avmacol, which is made by Nutramax. Swanson has a vision defense product that's decent. Ortho Molecular has something called MitoCORE. Max International has something called MaxN-Fuze, which is a drink, I believe. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, these are mostly gel caps, tablet. The first two that I mentioned are gel caps. The Avmacol is a tablet. Vision defense, I can't remember, but it's a supplement for eye health, so it's got other things in it. So these are all good. I'm not endorsing them in the sense that I'm not associated with any of those companies, but I've talked to some of them. I've used some of their products in clinical studies that we've published or that we're getting ready to publish. I would stick with a supplement that someone like me says decent things about, and I only say that because if you take some of the shoddier supplements, you may wind up just making expensive urine, and meaning you'll spend $30 or $40 or $50 or $60 for a bottle, and yeah, you'll not get the benefits that you hope for.
Just to follow up on that, yeah. I know of the supplements that you mentioned that Avmacol has stabilized sulforaphane in it. Do any of the other supplements, or are they just all glucoraphanin?
No, it doesn't actually. That's not correct.
Stabilize myrosinase.
No, right. So Avmacol has glucoraphanin in it, and it has myrosinase. I think all of those companies are going to move towards adding myrosinase to their mixes, but I, of course, don't know that. I think they're all decent products, and we've done trials with Thorne's Crucera, with Xymogen's Oncoplex, with Nutramax's Avmacol. There are a number of clinical studies that are going to be coming out or in press using Avmacol with autism and schizophrenia. But it's not to say that those are the best supplements. I think they're decent supplements, and they have active myrosinase. That's true. I think we talked about this when we talked about dosing, but we probably didn't talk about it enough. Your listeners should know that if you're counting on your gut's myrosinase, your intestinal tract's myrosinase to do all of the conversion for a supplement, you're probably going to want to take a higher level of glucoraphanin. And if you're getting a product that has myrosinase in it, you don't need as much glucoraphanin, because some of that conversion is theoretically going to happen based on what you've provided in the supplement tablet. if you were supplementing with sulforaphane, and I know there are a number of questions about this, with stabilized sulforaphane, so let me jump ahead to that.
Like Prostaphane, does Prostaphane have stabilized sulforaphane?
Prostaphane is the only product that I know that reliably has what they say they have of sulforaphane, the amount they say they have, and it is stable. But it's a European product. It's a French product. I think it's fair to say that it's difficult. It's very difficult, in fact, to get it in this country, to buy it, and because it is a European product, it doesn't fall under the purview of our FDA. So you can say all the nasty stuff you want about our regulators and about our FDA, and there are plenty of negative things that have been said about them, but they do have some oversight capacity, and although they don't do a good job of regulating based on the law that governs them, they don't do much in terms of regulating quality of dietary supplements. At least they have some power over the industry. So I wish there was more stabilized sulforaphane. Various people are working on it. We've done some. There's a company in England that has something that's not a non-natural, a synthetic sulforaphane that they've stabilized. We've actually done some experiments with that type of sulforaphane and found that there are some adverse side effects. So I certainly wouldn't recommend that. So yeah, it's a work in progress again, and companies and universities are looking to ways to stabilize sulforaphane. It's a very unstable molecule inherently, which is one of the reasons why it does what it does in your body. So it's difficult to deliver, it's difficult to stabilize, which is why the plant has focuses on storing glucoraphanin, and then it converts it when it needs it, because after all, it's a defensive plant chemical. And we, when we take supplements, I think are well advised to take glucoraphanin and myrosinase, unless and until someone does a better job of stabilizing sulforaphane itself.